Yo, yo, yo. You can head into the future. That's where I belong. I'm heading out. That's where I belong. Don't let no one pull you down, cause they don't laugh at you. Don't let no one laugh at you. When things get better, they begin a verse for you. Yeah. When you go through hard time, they laugh at you. You gotta learn to live behind, because they don't belong to you. That's true. That's true. That's how it is. You cannot say you my friend when you stab me behind. That's how it is. Agabi. Waiting my eye don't see, Madu no be talk. Waiting I don't see, Madu no be talk. The pop one sense I have for your eye, cause they know you no be talk. Oh. When you go through hard time, that people laugh at you. They think you're funny. They take you funny. That this girl I know, her name is Fumi. But I tell you, you can never fool me. When you bend your back so much, people wanna climb me behind. That's the truth. That's what it is. That's how it is. Oh. When you never let it know, one put time for your eyes. Gotta stand on the right, that's how it is. You gotta let it stand your run, cause no one will stand up for you. You gotta lie to be sad, that's how it is. You gotta be right. Shine your eyes, no one gonna open for you. I'm heading up to the future, that's where I belong. You gotta learn to leave behind, because they don't belong to you. That's how it is. That's how it is. I'm a Gabi. I don't give a damn what you think. I believe in myself. That's how life it is. Got the people gonna hate you even when you don't give a damn about it. They're gonna mess you up if you allow them to go by it. Oh, that's how it is. Cause I'm a Gabi, I'll kick your face if you fall me. I don't give a damn how you feel, it's not my problem at all. You can say you'll be my friend when you stop me behind. Oh, that's how it is.
Hello viewers, good evening everybody. This is Mazi Kim Patrick DK. I want to welcome you this evening. It's 12 minutes past the hour. From my end, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you might be watching us from. I want to welcome our viewers. I want to say thank you for being here. This is our weekly agricultural program with Professor CHINEDU, AGBODIKE, and I want to say thank you all for being here. Today we would also be talking about our usual topic of Foodism War Gladiator with Professor CHINEDU, AGBODIKE. But before I bring in Professor, I want to encourage each and every one of us following this program to please share this program, invite your friends, tag your friends, make sure you call in those who are interested in investment in agriculture, which is the key to survival of today. And I can assure you that Professor CHINEDU, AGBODIKE will be giving insight to more activities on the ground in Biafra land in the past few days. Last week we couldn't come as a result of the happenings on the ground, so we we were not here last week, Friday, due to issues that popped up over the ground and the agitation. So I want to bring in Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE. Professor, good evening and welcome to the program.
Thank you, my brother Patrick, and viewers all over the world. You are welcome to this farming program. So we are here today, and I hope you are ready with your biro, your pen. You are ready to write, and it's a practical thing if you can join us in Foodism War. And I wish every one of us, as it was in the beginning, as it was in ancient time, our forefathers were farming. Everybody has enough for the family. If 4 million people are farming, they're better than 30 rich farmers, because more hands on deck will provide what we need. So I'll be sharing with you today the modern way of doing without even caterpillars and tractors and the rest of them, so you can produce and harvest and get more. I'll be sharing with you there today what is going on right now in our territories. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you. You told me you took a trip for a program, for an agricultural program.
Yes, sometimes we have to go to, our people are used to developing other places, building houses and hotels and the rest of them, waiting for tenants or waiting for those who want to use the hotel and facilities and a lot of other things. I don't discourage that. What I'm telling them, those who have land, you can make more money with a piece of land, with even half plot of land than the building, which will cost you so much to build. From what we have, I'm encouraging them, just like the Lebanese and other nations, Chinese and other nations, they come to our place, take over whatever they have, they can get, grab, and send over to their nations. That's what they've been happening in Africa since 1443, when Inutristre came here. And they have been exploiting us, stealing, and taking whatever we have and sending to their countries. Now that we're all over the world, we should repeat the same thing they are doing. So that is exactly what I'm traveling. I'll be in Lagos throughout next week and next 2 weeks. I'll be in the Western region, and I will encourage those who have land or who want to learn more to meet me one-on-one, so that we'll be able to go to their farms. So those in the Western state of Nigeria, they should be prepared from Wednesday next week. I'll be all over the entire Western states before I return to the East again.
Okay. There is this clip I saw online, and it was quite interesting. And this is something we've been doing here. We've been talking for a very long time, and I tried to bring up this clip so we could be able to play this clip live on the screen. But unfortunately, I couldn't as a result of, I don't know what the problem is. But I'm trying to see how I can play this screen, and I hope you'll be able to see it very well, Professor. These are the things we'll be saying. And this clip was recorded, I just jammed it online, and I felt it was very, very important because there were some lessons to be learned, you know, on this screen, on this on this video clip. Yeah, so let's see if it can come clear. Let's see if it can come clear.
Yams. These yams are usually a month and 1 week now. Guess what? Usually a month and 1 week now. Guess what? They are growing in bags.
Bro, can you hear what he's saying?
In bags.
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
Into bags, and they are doing well. See their leaves. Look at it. This is the new way of planting yams. Just this small place accommodated over 400 tubers of yam. Watch it. They are all doing well. They are climbing, doing well. So the secret behind it is that yams does not like too much water. But by the time you just planted it, because the yams dry, because they are dried, they will need water to start growing. So when you plant in the ordinary ground, it takes more than a month to germinate. Sometimes almost 2 months, they have not been staked because the water may not be enough for the yam to germinate. But in these bags, when you plant it, you irrigate it. When you irrigate them, within 2 weeks, they start coming out. So the process is shortened. These yams you are seeing will be ready for harvesting plus or minus 4 months. Within 4 months, they will be ready for harvesting. In fact, with this, you could make a yam cultivation twice a year. And it's not seasonal. The secret behind this is that the water in the bag is regulated. When rain is too much, you will find out that the yield for any year you have too much rain, the yield for the yam is being reduced. So with this, you regulate the water in the bags. If rain is not coming, you irrigate them. You irrigate the yam. But if there's rain, there's no problem. When rain fell in these bags and you feel maybe it's heavy rain, within 2 days the water will slip off from the bag and the keeping the soil in a good condition for the yam to grow well. Look at it. Some people are still making the heaps for yam this year. Some have not planted, but this one is getting to maturity. Look at it. Look at it. They were planted nearly first week of last month. That's why when they were planted, first week of last month. Look at it, going up. So you can do this in your house. You can make a trial with a few bags in your house before you go much. So this will help you to cultivate your own yam and help us to improve our food security. You don't need to say, I need a very big space to make a yam. This over 400 tubers of yam in this small place, if it's on ordinary ground, 4 feet apart, you find out that it will take almost 2 plots of land to achieve this. 2 plots, minimum 1.5 plots of land to achieve this. But this is less than virtually a quarter of a plot is giving you 400. And as being staked, they are very close to each other. So you can try it today and be part of what is going on. Thank you. Remember to follow our page.
Yeah, Prof.
Yeah. I've been teaching this for the past 11 years. Yeah. I've gone around. I try to tell them that the yam you planted on ordinary ground, roots from other crops surrounding, even grasses, we compete with the manure in that land. But if you can plant anything inside 50 kg bag, 50 kg empty bag, all you need to do, half of it or 1/4 of it should be pig dung or cow dung. You mix them together, allow it to ferment for 3 days. Then you plant up to 2-3 feet bag. You plant the yam there. And on top of that yam, again, you can plant okra, you can plant corn. By the side of the same yam, you puncture it, you can plant vegetables.
Even inside the same bag, Prof.
Yes, that's what I'm telling them. Yes, you can use the side. You don't waste the manure there. And then at the end, you find out the yam will be ready in 4 months instead of waiting for 6-7 months. And also find out that the yam will produce and become bigger instead of the normal small yams we harvest every time we go into the farm. So you also find out that you don't need to do weeding or grass or insects or whatever it is. So in the same bag, you can plant yam, corn, or okra.
In the same
yam. In the same bag, yes, the same bag. Yeah, it will not disturb the yam, because within 3 months you can remove your corn, you can remove your watermelon or any other thing you plant. The yam will last for 4 months. And then I told you there is no more seasonal. I told them last year that we are going to overcome seasonal when I was doing some experiments, seasonal farming system here. So you can harvest yam 3 times a year. Now, when it is dry season, when it is August, September, October, November, you can still plant yam. All you need to do, because everybody in the family urinates, so pack the urine and allow it to ferment for 4 days. Then use water and dilute the urine so much that you will not perceive the odor or feel it. Then use it to water it once every 2 days. Again,
so like Professor, like 1 liter of urine, what is the quantity of water required for 1 liter of urine?
20 liters. 20 liters. 20 liters of water, okay. Yes. Then again, I said, please, I want to tell people what they will do so that the yam can grow longer. For yam to succeed very well, it needs silicon. Now, silicon is obtained in the sand you pick from any flowing river. You have silicon there. Also, you can use that sand to mix with the topsoil so that yam does not like rain. So that's why the sack I introduced a few years ago, the empty bag I introduced a few years ago to so many places I've gone around. When you put water inside it, the water will flow out, will sieve out of the system. So what you need is actually empty rice, 50 kg rice bag, so that the water can fit out. But if you don't have that type, maybe you have plastic containers, you can show them that one, or cement bags. You need to puncture it, the bottom, so that the water does not become acidic if it stays long. This way, we can do what they call fish-quick farming system, whereby in 3-4 months, everybody can have whatever they want without going to use hoe, without weeding. Sometimes grasses can grow because their seeds are inside the topsoil. They can grow. But as I told you, to economize this thing, puncture the sides and plant anything you like to plant. Even watermelon, even cucumber by the side. Cucumber grows like yam. It must grow up like yam, and it goes through twine and the rest of them.
Prof, so you can actually plant yam and cucumber and use the same stake to allow it grow alongside the yam.
They don't compete. Although cucumber is always envious. It doesn't like other crops. But you can still do that. And I also encourage people to plant English apple. And let's call it our own apple. I also encourage people to plant English grape and strawberry, because they are all, we have acclimatized them. It took us some process of 5 to 10 years to acclimatize them. And now the seeds that have been acclimatized can be grown here. If you do not know how to grow apple seedlings, we'll do that for you. Give us 2 weeks. You can have as many apples as possible. That's exactly what we're telling people here, that we can grow our own food and even export. Then we encourage people to invest into finishing. For example, I encourage people to invest in ogiri production. That is what they use to replace Maggi, Knorr, and Ajinomotos. We produce egusi. We also produce oglope. We also produce from pumpkin seed. And I've already established a running factory on that in my place that churns this thing out. We also encourage people to buy the machines from our youths, locally produced machine, so that we'll be able to have it in abundance. Those who produce a machine can have money to expand or improve in their technology. Now, you can have palm oil producing or milling machine. You can also have gari processing, frying, and packaging machine. They're all done here in Oka and Onisha and other places I may not know, but I'm telling you that the ones you buy 3 million, 4 million in China, you get them under 500,000. Some of them 300, some of them 250,000. But when you go abroad, it is 500,000. Maybe with time, my production for the machines I bought, they are very, very busy now. Maybe I will video them for some time and tell you. And one thing about these products, they are all organic. They are not GMO. They are not artificial. One thing that has happened to our land, that's why sometimes our land will not be doing well, is that our farmland have been killed by artificial fertilizer. Now, if you go to the places, some of you who are farmers this way, you recognize what I'm saying. You can hardly find cricket. You can hardly find frog. You can hardly find earthworm. You can hardly find millipede and centipedes. You can hardly buy butterfly. You can hardly buy crickets. They don't exist any longer. The reason is that the artificial fertilizer we used 10, 15, 20 years ago is still active in the land, killing the things there. And even if you use artificial fertilizer to farm, what you are going to get out of that farm will not be organic. It will be GMO, and it will cause diabetes, high blood pressure, and so many other sicknesses. But what we're also telling people that by farming and eating organic food, they can be healthier than they were. They will also know that nature actually will bless those who do not destroy nature. These are the things we are handling in Foodism War. We talk of our health, we talk of our wealth, we talk of our food production, and everybody can. So you no longer need to say you don't have space. Why I created this in 8, 9, 10, 11 years ago is that some people want very large farmland. In a room of 20 by 20 or 10 by 10, you can plant 500 to 600 yams inside there, which could have taken you acres and hectares of land, because they are together in a bag. There is no competition. There is no root competition. So they can be fixed together, packed together. So there is no competitiveness between the roots or between the roots of the yam to the other ones or any other thing growing around there. The yam is selfishly inside the bag, taking all the nutrients to itself, and the yam will become bigger. The taste is better, and the labor is less. So that is exactly what. And the same bag you use for first 4 months, you can use it for 2 years, and you can repeat the same sand and menu for 2 years before it becomes weak. Now, these are the things we are encouraging people. This is not what you're going to read in your agricultural book or whatever academic explanation. They can't teach you what I'm teaching you in the class. It's something born out of experiences we have had, checkered experiences we have had since the past 11 years when I returned to the Eastern region to teach people what I know about farming and herbal remedies for all kinds of sicknesses. The last time I told you, all over the world today, there are no medical cures for cancer, HIV, diabetes, sickle cell, asthma, and some of the terminal diseases that they'll keep on giving bogus languages. And those languages, they call them, even create fear in the mind of the sufferer. So there are no medical cures for them, but through our researches, we were able to treat cancer. And I still challenge the world, whoever you are, wherever you are today, that we can treat cancer. If you say we cannot, we bet 5 to 22 million per patient. Bring the patient to us. If the patient gets healed between 1 month to 4 months, you pay us that money. But if they fail, we pay you that money. That means we are confident in what we are saying. There are cures, but it has to be organic crops. So we need to turn our farmland, long time fallow farmland into use. But if you don't have farmland, we still give you farmland free of charge. Now, if you don't have money, we will not give you money. We will give you enough equipment, enough supply of seed and seedlings, and enough support to pay workers in the farm and give you the land free. In other words, you have no excuse. Wherever, whatever you need, they are available. We can buy the products from you. Whatever you produce, we can buy them. We have finishing and packaging. We have storages. We have other people who are putting their money in other several segments. If more hands are on deck, in the next 5 years, our land, our territory can feed the entire Africa. But if you fold hands there, then what we are going to do is to be depending on the north, on the west, or importation. Of course, those things are imported. They may not be organic crops. They may be GMO. And what are you doing to yourself? You are creating bad health for you. Don't say your forefathers. Don't blame them because you are a forefather too. You're a foremother. And don't say the evil spirit because you're also evil spirit. Why did I call it evil spirit? If you know what is good and refuse to do it, you are evil. So don't blame any demon because you are a demon too. If you know what is good and refuse to participate in doing good things, then you must be participating in doing bad things. There are no people standing on the fence. Nobody. You are either good or you are bad. So whatever you want to do, you know that during the 1966 to 1970, 67 to 70 war, that what made us lose the war was attack on our farms. And they attacked the schools, they attacked the market, they attacked those with aeroplane, bombed them. They were not attacking the soldiers in the battlefield. When there were nobody going to the farm, we started having kwashoko. God forbid that such will return again. And the same thing is going on now. Our farms are being attacked. Our mothers, our fathers who left at home. Most youths are out of the country. Most youths are somewhere in other states. What is in the villages, what we left in the villages are old elderly people or upcoming kids or our mothers and our fathers. And they get attacked and they get killed. But now we have made it clear that we are ready to back those who are ready to farm. We are also ready to teach them. We are also ready to teach them freely at your expense. I've been going many places for the past 11 years. I've been traveling wide here and there for the past 11 years. On my own cost, I spare the money for my hotel, for the teaching, for the feeding, and I return to my destination, which is Ihembos. But I go to rivers, those who are in other places I'm talking about. You know, if you're watching this program, you know I've come to your state. I've gone to your villages, I've gone to your local government, I've been teaching all this. I didn't write my name and said I'm the one who invented it, but I've been teaching it, and I'm not asking you to mention my name when you are presenting to the world. You can even claim you're the one who created such thing. I don't care. What is important is the results, that we can stop buying food outside. We depend solely on the food from the north. I want you to know that. Be honest. 90-something% of the food we eat here is from the north, even the fish. So even the meat, the goat, the cow, the fish, the tomato, the Irish potato, the yam, they're all from the north. We are not farming any longer, but I remember our forefathers used to have a farm barn and so on and so forth, store their cocoyam. Every family feed themselves. So now we have designed a pattern where you need less land. I'm telling you, 10 feet by 10 feet, just 3/4 of a plot is enough for you to farm, for the whole family to feed. Just buy 500 bags. Now, if you buy 500 empty bags and plant 4 Irish potato in it, in 4 months, you'll be netting 1.88 million naira profit. So you find that this is something that we can do. And those who buy the Irish potato from you can process them into so many things. They can bring drinks out of them. They can make it ships and whatever they can do out of it. And also those who want to be involved in marketing, those who want to be involved in supply. For example, now as I'm talking to you, I need castor oil in quantum to supply the factory I have just established. So those who want to supply and those who want to farm it can have something doing. This way we reduce outflow of our youths. Remember, from 1443, a man called Nutristro, a Portuguese slave, came here and deceived 29 men to help him load his load to the ship. And in the process, he told them that he need to take them to help them offload. They said to him that he want to go and consult their family, and the man started crying. So they joined him 29, and they gave them milk and they drank. The next thing they saw themselves in England. That was how slavery started. There was nothing like slavery. It was actually terrorism. That was how terrorism happened. And the same terrorism is still going on today as I'm talking to you. The Western world is backing destruction and killing of Africans. The sooner we realize this, the better we go home or send some of this money you are using for frivolity, for vanities, whatever you are using, send it to your parents, ask them to join the army of Foodism War so that we will be able to produce much more than enough. Any nation that cannot feed and heal her citizen is not a nation. That nation will remain as a slave, and freedom is latent. So we need, it's not just education. Education does not mean going to school. Now, if I ask you, did you go to school? Yes, you went to school. Did the school pass through you? No, the school didn't pass through you. So you are not even schooled. You are just a man that existing in nothingness. Will I call you a vegetable who came here to vegetate? You must understand that life is not all about grabbing money and grabbing money and grabbing money. Money is vanity. Money is actually a fraud. What you should do is to participate in this program practically. Invite me. Listen to me. They invite me in the north. When I go there, majority of those who attend my lecture are people from the north. And from next month, I'll be going around the whole lot of country. Ghana and Kenya president has invited me. These are the things I'm asking you. If I'm teaching here and you're not doing what I say, and other people are inviting and asking me to come, why can't you enjoy what you have? Oh, of course, they said charity begins at home. I don't know who is charity. Maybe it's a woman, but let me use that word. They also say a prophet is not knowing his own. I'm not a prophet, but I'm telling you that these things we are saying need to be seen practically, and we need to see results. So please join Foodism War Gladiator. It's not a company, it's a name coined to enable you to understand that there is a war going on. And this war is not something you can use gun and knife to kill people, but there is war going on to take over your feeding and health, and to take over your land and property, so that you remain as a slave. So you understand this. A slave is somebody who does not know his or her right, who does not know what to do, who must depend on what the master says. Anything the master says is final. A slave is somebody who don't own himself. Until you own yourself, you are still a slave. I hope you understand what I'm explaining to everybody. And I hope that our so-called education, in parentheses, going to school to learn English and reading and writing English, out of 3,000 languages in the world, you have just gone to learn how to read and write English. What a stupid person you are. I'm sorry to use this language, stupid, but what peak mind you have, that because you learn how to read English and write, you are not educated. But do you know how to read and write Igbo? So what are you? You are illiterate there, you are illiterate here. So what makes illiterate more or less illiterate than illiterate? If it's now when you learn your culture, understand the need of your people, that is when you are educated. And you are participating, practically you are participating to make sure that these needs are met. That's when you're educated. And people will remember you for this. I'm saying that this introduction of bags, empty bag farming, which I introduced, do you see that nobody mentioned my name? But it's not what I'm looking for. But what I'm looking for is the result that these people could be served from feeding and depending on other people to feed and heal them. That is exactly what I'm looking for. But all the places I have taught, many things I have thought over, I don't see any presenter remembering that I'm the one that introduced it to him. But it doesn't matter to me. Do I have to patent it? What is important is the result. The result that we were able to achieve these things, these things were not happening before. More than 10, 11 years ago, nobody knows about farming in empty bag. Nobody thought about it. I came and looked at it. I said, if I can survive, me, myself, I can survive. Can I make other things survive? Can I house them? How do I get survival? Because I'm living in a secluded place, protecting myself. So if I can protect the yams, if I can protect this in a secluded place, they can also survive. Now, this is what spawned this thing, and that's how we did the experiment. That was 10, 11 years ago. This experiment work will continue. Then I went around and started teaching it. And people are now seeing how simple it is. I don't need to farm 200 hectares of land. Come on, one plot is enough for you to feed you and the entire family and everybody around you. One plot of land. But this is not normal. It's something astronomical. Then I also talk about the liquid you give them from your own body. Although it's not all crops that accept human urine. You can also use urine from earthworm or the liquid from earthworm. By gathering earthworms, put a sieve, aluminum sieve, puncture it, and then build a cage, pack it with sand and put the earthworm there. The liquid is dropping from there. You can use it to multiply your corn, to multiply your yam. You need only one yam, one tuber of yam to plant 4 to 5, 6 plots of land. The same thing with cocoyam. You can use that. This is where they're happening before. Tomorrow now, some scientists will come out and claim they're the one who started it. But do you know we started this 10, 11 years ago? Now we talk of earthworm. Because what are the roots of plants and crops? What are they looking for in the ground? They're looking for digestives from these insects, especially earthworm. That's what they're looking for. So if that is what they're looking for, give it to them. Soak your corn, soak your okra, soak your seeds inside this liquid after you have diluted them, just the way you diluted urine. Overnight, the next day, all the corn, all the seed will germinate. Those of you whom I have trained on this, didn't it germinate? They all germinate. But if you put it on ordinary ground, the seed will germinate after 4 days, but it will go through stress. Because of the stress, the reproduction is reduced. Just like you, human being, when you are overstressed, when a woman is too anxious, anxiety can make you not to become pregnant. Anxiety can even make you to have problem with your hormone or your menstrual cycle, anxiety. So the same thing with crops. They are just like human beings like you. If you stress the plant, it will not produce well. That's why I said, plant your seed, your corn and whatever. But then before you do that, you need to select male and female seed of any crop. All of them have male and female. Plant only the female, eat the male. You don't understand? When you get a bunch of corn, how do you know the male and the female? This is what I teach, and I'm teaching it now again. The difference between a man and a woman is actually the waist. To see them from far away, if you see them coming, how do you identify a man from far, a woman from far? Because everybody is wearing trousers now. Now, how do you identify that the waist is bigger and the upper region is smaller, apart from the breast bust? Why the man has upper region wider and the waist smaller? So when you look at any seed like corn, look at the head and look at the waist. If the waist run on a straight course, it's not a male. You don't need to plant that. The reason is that these crops are like human beings. Let me explain to you. You may not believe me, but that is what we have experimented, what we have worked on, and it works. If you plant 20 females and 20 males, they will do well. But whereby you planted 10 males and 40 females, there will be a fight. The corn will produce, but it can never give you what we have. If you look at what we have, in one seed of corn, we can produce 4, 8, 12 bundles in one corn. It will not happen anywhere until you do exactly what I said. Some people think that the cassava are planted that 4 people to 5 people need to lift them from the ground. You think we just got it because the ground is fertile. No, it is also the same pattern. When you look at cassava, look at the separation of the lumps, of the bumps on the body. If the separation is very close to each other, don't plant that cassava stem. But when they're far away, plant them. And I say, when you are planting, there are other things which I must teach practically. You are going to do when you are planting, or dwarfing something, how you are going to stand, how you are going to bend, and whether you put 2 hands to plant or use 1 hand. If you put 2 hands to plant, which hand do you remove first? It depends on the other, and what do you say? Now, these plants, they hear what you say. And don't allow everybody to enter your farm. some people's spirits or whatever is surrounding their aura kills the crops. The same thing, those who are having fishery, chicken, and the rest of them. Now, what is again I'm going to tell you, do not allow buyers of your product to enter your farm. The plants do not actually like you to be selling them, even your chicken and fish. Bring it out, send it outside where they will not relocate. Although their sensors can still know what you are doing, but they will not be happy to see you using them for commercial purposes. That is exactly what will shock you. You can call it African meat, but these are the things we do that beat scientists, that beat what they have all these years. So if it is mixed, if it's African meat, do it because you're an African. Do it and get the same result and beat the present current means of farming, which they taught you in schools and books through some academic extenuations or whatever. Beat them, get them, let them become your servants. Be the one teaching them for the first time. We are giving them knowledge they have never read in any book, they have never seen anywhere, they have never had. Our cassava, one person cannot lift it from the ground. It's not possible. And also, when you plant a stem of cassava, 4 people cannot pull it out. The same thing with yam. So how did we arrive at this? If what I'm introducing is mystical or whatever you like to call it, or is a myth, then try that myth. If it works for everybody and there are results, then we need to repent from our wickedness of feeling that anything in Africa is evil or our forefathers are evil. Yet our forefathers did not rape and kill and destroy lives of other nations. They were fighters. They defended what you have today. They defended the land, and you're answering their name. You're marrying their daughter. You're living on their streets. Yes, you call them evil. So it's only we who see our forefathers as evil, because it's what you are told. Your life is dependent on what you are told. Only slaves depend their life on what they are told. When you're told anything, make a research. What I'm telling to you now is what we have done out of researches. But majority of the people are afraid. What are you afraid of? Something must kill a man. Die and I die. So why not tempt? Why not take that risk? Why not push their mind toward this and see the result you are going to get? That is exactly what I want to lecture today. And those of you who want to join me next week in Abuja or next week in different parts of Western states, Lagos, Osun, and other places I'm going to go, please I will be posting the venues and I ask you to come and join others. I appreciate what you have today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Eno Ibo Kechuku, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, your face is not showing. Have you been on this program before?
No, I've been trying a while, but today is the day I'm just entering because my prof is my prof.
This is your first time of being in this program.
Yes, but I've been seeing the post all the while. The prof is my boss.
Okay, you're welcome to the program. Can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Eno Ibo Innocent, a farmer from Anambra State. Nimo, precisely.
You have a farm in Nimo. Yeah, what kind of, you said, what are the products you farm? What are your products?
I'm into beef farming, cassava farming, livestock farming in general.
Okay, you are into cassava and livestock.
Yes.
Okay. So, what is your level of progress?
The level of progress I have is just for family usage. But since I come across with the teaching of PROF, I'm intending to go into commercial production.
Okay, so for now you are into subsistence agriculture. You haven't gone into commercial agriculture.
No.
Okay, so but are you into you are into what kind of livestock? What are the kind of animals you rear? What exactly? Are they chickens? Are they pigs? Are they goats? Are they cows? What are the livestock you are into?
I'm into chicken and the goats, but based
So,
on the one the family consume.
okay, you
Then
have
I'm
a
into,
poultry. You have a poultry for um, just
for
something domestic.
family.
Let's say
Yes,
domestic.
Yeah, it's
So
one of our students.
yeah. So what?
I
yes.
From
encourage
what?
you.
So from what you've learned from Prof, what experience do you have to share with our viewers in this program?
Uh, as of last year, he taught us how to do a farming, for example, like that of yam. That we don't need to wait for a yam to decay before it starts producing. Then I tried it and it worked. Only that I did not follow the process at the initial stage because before the teaching, I have already planted and my yam is already decaying. Only that I went there and carve out some roots and replant it. And the thing did well, even produced a small yam. Only that I did not follow the process of organic manure because Prof is teaching about organic, planting organically. Don't use anything artificial fertilizer. And the thing did very well. But this year I'm trying to practice the bag farming. There is another practice teaching farming with the bag. So I will practice it this year with that organic manure.
Okay, so how have the security situation affected your farm?
That one is general. All this Boko Haram of a thing is trouble for every farmer, more especially at this our eastern side.
Have you ever had an encounter with the Fulani herdsmen coming to eat up your crops?
Yes, yes, they have damaged one of my cassava farm.
And after the damage, what did you do?
What will I do? I will not do anything because if you complain to the authority at my place, those authorities at my place they have cow themselves. So they rear cow and hire those boys to manage it for them. So if you complain for them, they will not do anything. They will just giving you assurance. But that assurance will not bear any fruit because they have cow. So they know what they are doing. Let me put it, they know what they are doing.
Thank you very much, Eno Ibo, for being our guest in this program. Thank you very much. We hope to see you some other time. Thank you for appearing on this show.
Thank you, sir. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so Prof, what do you have to, what are the things you've taught him? He said he's your
Yeah,
student.
yeah. There are many of them. There are thousands of them. I told them if they don't have enough land, they can plant enough to make sure the family does not buy anything in the market. That if there are 1 million of them doing the same thing, food production will be much. And also, they can also use the same size of land using empty bags to create more food crops with that less labor and less expenses. I've also taught them not to fear anything, also not to wait on the government or any individual for whatever they can do, that everybody can. Everybody has the capacity. Then the most important thing is to try. I've also taught them many things about these cows and the rest of them. He wasn't in the seminar. What you can plant in your farms. Any cow that passes there dies in 4 hours. Although when this thing happens, they normally arrest the community and beat them up and lock them up and whatever it is. But again, should we, because of fear, stop farming? No, you still go ahead and protect your farm, because your duty is to protect your farm and protect yourself. You don't need to use gun, you don't need to kill anybody, but plant certain things in the farm. When those things are planted, which I'm going to show you. No,
Prof, are you telling me that when a Fulani cow goes into your farm, eat your crop, and die after 4 hours, police will arrest you?
Of course, they know what we're doing. They are aware of where the killers. Because even if there are 4,000 cows, the 4,000 of them will die. Even if they don't eat anything, the odor of that particular plant, the odor alone kills animals, especially cow. It kills only cow. It doesn't even kill goat. It doesn't even kill monkeys. It doesn't. We have grasses for goat. We have grasses for monkeys. We have that for snake. We have that for scorpion. We have that for pythons and other things which have to. It depends on what is in the farm. So a farmer must protect his farm. It's not a crime. And we are using natural law to protect that farm. They need to come to the lessons, seminars and learn. We farmers are not warriors. Warriors are different from farmers. Farmers do not fight. They protect their farm as their own babies. They protect it as if they're human beings. Just like the Fulanis protect their cows, much more important than human beings. You should also protect your farms. But not, we don't carry AK-47, we don't carry weapons, we don't fight anybody. But what we have in our farms, the rice farm, 7,000 hectares, 4,000 hectares, 2,000 hectares, no cow passes near there. Because if they do, they will die. And because they know they'll die, they'll die after 4 hours. They would have gone far and they start falling one by one. But they know where they passed. And since they know there is something wrong in that land, the Fulanese avoid our farms. So that way we can live harmoniously, depending on the time the saboteurs who are backing them up repent, or something mysterious will happen to them, because they are destroying their life.
Saboteurs eat from the same farm, like the cows.
They eat from the same farm. That's so I said something mysterious was happening to them. And they must understand, when we say mystery, mystery is from nature and life is mysteries. I'm not going to threaten them, but I'm telling them, don't come near Foodism War Gladiator's farm. Don't come near, because we're in a war. It's Foodism War. We're a war to produce food, to produce anything the people will eat. Even those who are making noise, what food did you eat before you can have the energy to talk? You ate our food. And after eating our food, you still come to fight us. Nature will purge you. And I keep on telling them this. And naturally, they don't understand what I mean by that. We're not going to fight you. We're not going to raise arm against you. But we're going to make sure that our farms are protected. And we're going to use natural law to protect our farms. I want you to understand that up to today, for the past 11 years, no cow has eaten anything in the farm. That's why I invite them for the lecture, for the seminars. Come and learn. Come and introduce this in your farms. They are very simple. And when they are there, cows do not come near there. You see, the farmer who farms cow is the same thing like the farmer who farms rice. They are the same people. Everybody is doing business of farming. Cow, goats, animal husbandry, and crops. Everybody is a farmer. And everybody must protect his or her farm according to what you understand. We don't need to carry guns to protect our farms. No. We will carry nature and protect our farms against you that still eat from the farm. And I want you to know, I speak this language so that you understand, because if you are so wicked as to allow these youths who do not have anything to do, now they have started farming, subsistence farming for self-reliance, and you allow somebody to bring cow to come and destroy their farms, you are creating anarchy, you are creating war, you are creating insecurity. So the insecurity is caused by those politicians. I'm sorry to mention politicians. You know, you are the one causing the insecurity in the country. You are the one causing the problem. You are the one discouraging youths from having source of it. Just listen to what this young man said now. He has something subsistence agriculture for himself and family to eat, and somebody brought a cow and destroyed the thing, and he reports to you, and you keep quiet. Where do you want somebody frustrated to do? What does he want? What do you want that person to do? What would he do? The person frustrated is ready to die. And when he's ready to die, then you call him a criminal. Who is the first criminal? What makes criminal more criminal than criminal, that you should call somebody criminal when you yourself, you're also sponsor of criminalism? That is the question I'm going to ask you. I'm not the one encouraging the youth to become crime-oriented, to start thinking of alternative way to avenge what has happened to him or her. The law, the insecurity now is vengeance. The vengeance of the masses, the vengeance of the youth on the society. That is the meaning of insecurity we have here. And every one of us might have contributed one thing or the other through our negligences to the insecurity we have. So stop talking about insecurity. Talk about what can solve the problem, not the problem itself. If you talk about the problem, you can never solve a problem by talking a problem. Problem is a growth opportunity dressed in lion clothing necessary for our advancements. We need to challenge problems for problems to diminish. And then don't be a problem creator. Because these youth want to farm. They want to go to the farm and work, but the farms are insecure for them. So what do you want them to do? They will loaf around the street and carry gun and start shooting you. Very soon they'll come after you. I'm telling you. And I keep on telling you this. Let us all find a way to harmonize, bring a place, a beautiful place, a place where our children can grow, just like our forefathers did. If our forefather did not keep a place where you can grow, you will not be committing the atrocities and the taboos they are doing today, saying that after all, your children are overseas. Let me tell you, after the rain comes the sun. After we have been killed and murdered, your children one day will be killed and murdered. For whatever any man planted, he reap. I'm not quoting religious quotations, but I'm trying to tell you, in the farming system,
it's a natural law.
It's a natural law.
The number is on the screen. For those who want to call in, please call in if you want to call in. We have just 5 minutes to round up. There is somebody who said he want to call in, and if you are interested in calling in to ask question or make contribution, the number is on the screen, +39 388 177 9665. Professor, I'm waiting to see if we can take some calls before we round up. So, Prof, what are we expecting this by next week?
Because I'm traveling and going to places, you will be seeing clips of the seminars and the lectures from other states outside Biafran land. That's what we're expecting. So, okay, and then the style depends on the nature of their place and whatever it is. You see the style, the technique, those who bought land and they want to build houses on them and wait for tenants to pay. So tenants, they go to court. You see them being converted into using that land to bring money and wealth and whatever they can do down to their territories, just like the Chinese and others. That's what I'm going campaigning for next week. And this may take up to 3 weeks or whatever before I return to my home and take care of my farms and ugly production, gari production, and palm oil production. And I want you to understand that a coconut is 200 to 300 naira. Yet petrol, which is so-called, is 160 naira. Cucumber is 200 naira, 150 naira. But one bottle of petrol is 160 naira. We'll talk of also the palm oil. A liter is 900 naira. Well, a liter of petrol is 150. Which one is actually? If you read my book, Colonial Conspiracies in Africa, which I wrote in 1985 in the US, I told you there will be the coronavirus, there will be NSARS, and at the end you got famine, there will be famine, there will be hunger. And if you don't understand this, these are the rules of what is going to happen in the world. We need to find a way to teach people everywhere where they are. As I'm going around, it's a very risky business, because some places are volatile. You can be attacked by kidnappers and whatever. But if I become afraid, who will do this job? If I'm afraid, those of you now who are showcasing their yam planted in empty 50 kg, but if I was afraid, if I've been afraid for the past 11 years, how do you get those results? So somebody will go and do them. And I volunteered my life for the rest of life I have to go and do them. So I want to encourage those who are in the Western region, in Abuja area, to be prepared and come in. And I will come to your farm. And I want to eat from the farm. And I also teach you how to eat from the roots, from the leaves, to make sure that you don't have any reason to suffer any terminal disease. We are not a medical doctor. I want you to understand that. But I handle most of the terminal diseases that have been afflicting the world today through this means. And I'm going to teach you what to do, what to eat, and what not to eat. And when you do that, you have a healthy body. A healthy farmer is a good farmer. If you're not healthy, you cannot be a good farmer. You have to be healthy, and you have to eat well. Whatever you eat will eat you. If you eat the wrong things will also eat you. But if you eat the right things will also eat you. Let us understand this mission. This mission is to make sure there is food and there is health. That's the meaning of Foodism War Gladiator.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you very much. Thank you for being part of this program this evening. Thank you for honoring our invitation once again. And we hope to get some clips for you by next week. I will hope that you also join our program next week from any location you find yourself to continue on this journey of enlightenment. Thank you, Professor CHINEDU AGBODIKE. Until we meet again.
Thank you.
To you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Biafrans, I want to say thank you very much for being part of this program. I want to say thank you for those who called in. Those who dropped their message, no calls, sorry. I didn't get any calls. Some people said they wanted to call in, but no calls. But notwithstanding, we see series of comments, a lot of comments. People are asking how to get Prof's number. You can actually call in after the programs through the number that was displayed on the screen. And I hope that we'll be seeing you on this edition by next week, Friday. Foodism War Gladiator, where we enlighten and encourage our people to return back to the farm and do it the modern way to be able to have a good harvest. I'll be seeing you guys this weekend. I'll be here with Mazi Solomon Peter on the Biafra agitation issues. And until I see you, my name remains Ikem Patrick DK. I want to say have a wonderful weekend and God bless you all in the name of Chukwuki Kabiama. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Agabi. Yo. You gonna head into the future. That's where I belong. I'm heading out. That's where I belong. Don't let no one pull you down, cause they don't laugh at you. Don't let no one laugh at you. When things get better, they begin a verse for you. Yeah. When you go through hard time, they laugh at you. You gotta learn to live behind, because they don't belong to you. That's true. That's true. That's how it is. You cannot say you my friend when you stab me behind. That's how it is. Agabi. Waiting my eye don't see, Madu no be talk. Waiting I don't see, Madu no be talk. The pop one signs I have for your eye, cause they know you no be talk. Oh. When you go through hard time, that people laugh at you. They think you're funny. They take you funny. That this girl I know, her name is Fumi. But I tell you, you can never fool me. When you bend your back so more people wanna climb me behind. That's the truth. That's what it is. That's how it is. Oh. When you never let it know one put time for your eyes. Gotta stand on the right, that's how it is. You gotta let it stand your run, cause no one will stand up for you. You gotta lie to be sad, that's how it is. You gotta be right. Shine your eyes, no one gonna open for you. I'm heading up to the future, that's where I belong. You gotta learn to leave it behind, because they don't belong to you. That's how it is. That's how it is. I'm a Gabi. I don't give a damn what you think. I believe in myself. That's how life it is. Got the people gonna hate you even when you don't give a damn about it. They're gonna mess you up if you allow them to go by it. Oh, that's how it is. Cause I'm a Gabi, I kick your face if you find me out. I don't give a damn how you feel, it's not my problem at all. You can say you'll be my friend when you stop me behind.